This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us and happy Halloween. Halloween is a time when it's okay to get a good scare, but not when it comes to your child's safety.
A local law enforcement, some officers are out in full force making sure that parents and kids especially stay safe tonight. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo is joining us live from Manatee County with what authorities are doing before trick-or-treating. Dwayne.
Well, Haley, not only law enforcement, but parents as well as motorists playing a critical role in helping these kids stay safe.
He really loves Halloween. He loves all the blow-ups.
Richard Brashear and his son take their Halloween display very seriously, but he has a bigger concern.
My number one concern is drivers when the kids are out in the street, because there's no sidewalks here, so everybody walks around the street.
And Brashear has reason to be concerned. According to Save Kids Worldwide, twice as many kids are killed on average while walking on Halloween compared to other days of the week. Captain William Fowler of the Bradenton Police Department already planning on increasing patrols in neighborhoods throughout Bradenton.
We have parents that call and ask for extra patrols, like we mentioned before, in their neighborhoods, but we try to hit every place that we can that does have a large amount of children that might be present.
Fowler is also warning parents to be aware of who's in their neighborhood. According to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, there are more than 47,000 registered sex offenders in the state. FDLE points out in order to plan a safe trick-or-treating route, parents can do a quick web search to identify sex offenders in the area and to be cognizant of your surroundings when out trick-or-treating.
Going up to houses that may not be lit, that doesn't have anything to do, that looks like they may not be participating in Halloween, just subtle things like that.
Easy advice, says Brashear, as he makes sure his son has a fun and safe Halloween.
And we don't take any unwrapped candy or home-baked goods. That's always a little dangerous. Make sure all the candy's wrapped. And we just go out and have a good time.
And the FDLE says those who are concerned can easily look through their sex offender registry at flsexoffender.net. Reporting live, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Dwayne, thank you. A Venice firefighter's job is in jeopardy after being charged with a DUI in Pinellas County. Pinellas Park Police say officers found Jerry Collins asleep at the wheel at the intersection of 86th Avenue and 49th Street earlier this month. Officers say they first noticed that Collins sat through several green lights. Once they approached his vehicle, police say they could smell alcohol when they opened his car door.
I'm concerned for, of course, it reflects on the city, and I'm concerned also for the individual.
Collins has been on a leave of absence from his job at the Venice Fire Department since his arrest. A disciplinary hearing for Collins is set for next month.
The Florida Highway Patrol is looking for the driver who hit and killed a man in East Manatee County and then drove off. State troopers say 41-year-old Clarence Johnson was walking in the westbound lanes of State Road 64 just west of the Hardy County line around midnight. Troopers believe a Ford Super Duty pickup truck hit Johnson and then fled the scene. FHP has not released any other information about a possible suspect. Meanwhile, state troopers are still looking for the person involved in another deadly hit-and-run accident in South Sarasota. 61-year-old Lynn Taylor was walking on Gulfgate Drive on October 18th when a car hit her and then drove off. Troopers say the car involved may have been a white or light-colored Chrysler PT Cruiser with a sunroof. If you have any information, you are asked to call Sarasota County Crime Stoppers at 6-941-366-TIPS.
You may have noticed the roads getting just a little busier lately. Yes, the traditional fall tourist season is underway. According to tourism officials, part-time residents have already begun flocking back to the area. Many restaurants, hotels, and stores are starting to experience a slight uptick in business. But the increased number of people also means more traffic. And while many residents frown at the longer commute times, others are celebrating.
There's a lot more traffic in the streets than it used to be. I currently work at a restaurant right now, and it's been getting busier and busier. This is the time when it usually starts, and paycheck is showing it.
Tourism officials say they won't have the full details of this season's numbers until early next year.
It seems like it starts earlier and earlier every year.
It used to be like after Thanksgiving.
Right.
Halloween now.
I'm noticing the traffic for sure.
And a nice day, but another warm one here on the Sun Coast. Let's get the Halloween forecast from Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, things looking warm right now for all the trick-or-treaters out there putting their costumes on. I tell you, we are looking at 87 degrees right now, well above the average, which is typically right around 82 for a high. And the dew point, though, is quite comfortable at 57 degrees. We have an east wind at 11, and that makes the humidity very low, 36%. Now, there are some showers well down to our south, but it looks rather spooktacular for our forecast tonight. For Halloween evening, trick-or-treat forecast looking to be shaping up pretty nice. And doing a little dance there, Mummy. And we're looking for temperatures to fall down into the mid-70s by 9 o'clock under generally fair skies. So no tricks in the forecast tonight. Just a lot of treats for the kids. Things looking good there. We'll have the complete details on the rest of the week's forecast as we move into November coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
And if Bob has enough candy, he might do that dance. Well, a new Walmart neighborhood market will open in Sarasota in just a few months, and the retailer is looking to hire around 100 people now. The new store is being built on Palmer Crossing Circle in the Palmer Crossing Plaza. A temporary hiring center has been set up near the site. Staff members are accepting applications at that center Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The majority of the new employees will start in November to help prepare for the store's grand opening, which is scheduled for January 25th.
A new program in Florida is connecting business owners with people with disabilities. The Florida Unique Abilities Partner Program recognizes companies that employ people with disabilities. It also donates to programs serving those with unique abilities and establishes plans aimed at creating financial independence for disabled Floridians. One goal of the program is to let those who are disabled know which companies are most interested in hiring them.
There are really strong corporations all across the state that are standing up and have stood up for a long time and said, we hire any Floridian that wants to come get a job. And if it requires more training or specialized training, we're willing to do that.
Several large companies taking part in this program include Walgreens, AT&T, SeaWorld, Northrop Grumman. The hope is other businesses will learn from these corporations about how to better include disabled Floridians as part of their workforce.
Great program. And ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now to let us know that this Halloween hasn't really been a scare on Wall Street. It's been kind of a snooze.
Well, if you don't mind my yawning on the air, I have to tell you it's been a yawn for a couple of days now, and it just may stay that way. Today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average had a high and low of just 63 points, top to bottom, up 33, down 30. Frankly, we're going absolutely nowhere. There's been very little move, as you're about to see. The biggest move of any of the three indices we followed today was a whopping 0.25%. No tricks. Yes, a few treats. Let's take a look at the closing figures. There you see the Dow fell by 19 points, 0.1%, closing at 18,142.42. That on volume of 618 million shares. Take a look at this. The NASDAQ is down by 0.02%, not even 1 point, closing at 5,189.14. That on volume of 1,409 million shares. And here's the big mover of the day. The S&P down by 0.25%. Look at that. Not even a point at 2,126.15. Well, how about a $24 billion takeover that has an impact right here on the Sun Coast? Doesn't happen very often, but it happened today. Let's take a look, and the answer is CenturyLink is buying Level 3 Communications for $24 billion. Level 3, in case you don't know, is based in Colorado, but has a significant presence right here on the Sun Coast, just off of I-75 between Palmer Boulevard and Fruitville Road. According to the Sarasota Chamber of Commerce, they employ 124 people, and according to the news release today, they do believe this deal could and should close by the third quarter of 2017. So that looks to be a darn good deal as far as Level 3 is concerned. Their stock was up by almost 5% just today.
And Richard, you mentioned at noon today, the market's sort of just in a waiting phase here for a big event that's coming up next week.
Scott, I think the beat goes on or the beat doesn't go on. You're absolutely right. It's just going to be quiet, barring some major news. It looks like we're just kind of stuck in neutral until we get through next Tuesday.
All right, we'll wait and see what happens. Richard, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, the fight over the 911 calls made during the Orlando nightclub shooting, why a judge is agreeing to release only some of those calls made that night.
And ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full Halloween weather forecast. And be careful what you post. What your social media habits may reveal about your mental health. That's coming up in Health Smart.
The celebration is heating up and the prices just keep getting better during the Jeep Celebration event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of Jeep Grand Cherokees or get big savings on a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Compass for just $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Now to new developments involving the 911 calls the night of the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando.
A judge is ordering the city of Orlando to release audio recordings of the gunman talking to police dispatchers and negotiators. The judge says the calls made by Omar Mateen during the June massacre must be made public immediately. The city previously released a transcript of those calls, but the judge says she will not rule on whether 232 other 911 calls can be released until she has listened to each of them. Media groups want the calls released so the public can evaluate the police response to that shooting. But the city of Orlando says the calls depict suffering and should not be made public. Sarasota ranking high among small city living in the U.S. A survey by WalletHub.com ranks Sarasota in the top 4% of the best small cities in America. Sarasota ranks first place in coffee shops, restaurants, bars, and fitness centers per capita. More than 1,200 cities were surveyed. According to WalletHub, one of the best perks about living in a small city, maybe not here but elsewhere, is the cheaper cost of living. Many believe that really doesn't apply to Sarasota. It is an ongoing issue.
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot more expensive places to live, that's for sure, but there are also a lot of cheaper
But restaurants,
places.
coffee shops,
right?
Places to work out.
Yeah,
We have all of
we
that.
have plenty of that.
And the beaches to just relax, and those are free,
Right.
you know, just hang out
free.
there and
Good point.
have nice,
Yeah.
nice weather like we saw today. Beautiful weather out there, although a little bit on the warm side. The humidity was really comfortable. We're looking at generally fair skies now up and down the coast, and we are anticipating skies to stay clear, too, through the night. tonight. So that's good news for all the trick-or-treaters, all the little kids out there, and parents taking their kids trick-or-treating. Should not be an issue as far as any kind of rain goes, or any issue as far as that goes. So things looking pretty good on that front. Now, as far as the Titan radar picture goes, we're not getting much rainfall around here. Some showers down to our south, associated with a weak line of low pressure there. But for us, we're still under the influence of that east to northeasterly wind component, which is bringing in warm temperatures. Today's highs were well above average. You can see that rainfall down near the Florida Straits, just north of Cuba, and some showers and storms well to the west of us, but nothing going on here at all. And as far as advisories go, we were under small craft advisories over the weekend. Those have since expired and shifted mainly down west. Currently, it's sunny and 87 degrees. The dew point pretty low, 57 degrees at this point, and winds are out of the east at 11. The pressure is on the rise now. The high today, we're into the upper 80s to even some low 90s, but right now 89 in Tallahassee, 84 in Jacksonville. Orlando checking in at 81 degrees, 80 in Miami, and 79 in Key West. Temperatures all in the 80s now, from Cortez to Bradenton, Mayaca City, eastward to Sebring. It's 82 degrees there, 86 in Northport, and 85 now in Inglewood. The Gulf of Mexico temperature at 76 degrees. Forecast for the first day of November looks to be a warm one at that. Temperatures topping out into the mid to upper 80s in places. Plenty of sunshine around. It will remain breezy too. Winds will stay fairly brisk out of the east, anywhere from 10 to 15, gusts as high as 20. Well, elsewhere across the U.S., all is fairly quiet. Over the central U.S., a large area of high pressure dominating places like Kansas and Missouri, as well as Illinois and Iowa. Some showers riding high over the Canadian and U.S. border right now, but that is about it. A Pacific storm system moving in over parts of Northern California, bringing some rainfall there. Well, there's only been 3 storms ever to hit the U.S. in the month of November as far as hurricanes go, so not usually a big month. Obviously, we're starting to wind on down the season as water temperatures cool in the Gulf. Still, though, there's a little action down there in the western Caribbean Sea. No signs of any kind of organization due to the strong winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Some heavy rainfall over the Dominican Republic. As far as our forecast is concerned, high pressure will remain over the southeast. Now, we will see a little backdoor cold front coming down and bring an increase in cloudiness on Wednesday afternoon. But really, things staying pretty warm here right through most of this week. There is a cold front, though, on the way. It will be here Friday, and that means cooler temperatures are anticipated for the weekend. You'll see that in the 7-day forecast. As far as temperatures go now, 49 in Buffalo, the same in Boston, but much warmer as you head west. 67 in Omaha. Denver now at warm, 79 degrees, 83 in Wichita, and 87 degrees in Dallas, 84 in Houston, and temperature in Atlanta now at 85 degrees. The forecast shakes out like this for boaters tomorrow. We'll start off with a breeze at 15 knots. They'll subside somewhat in the afternoon at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be running 2 to 3 feet. There'll be a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature, there it is, 76. That's taken out at the end of the pier in Venice. A 86-degree temperature for beaches tomorrow. UV index will be high all up and down the area beaches. Low tide upcoming 7:36, a high tide at 12:45. Sunset at 6:47. Sunrise will be at 7:41. Forecast for tonight, that should be spectacular, mostly fair and warm. 67 for a low temperature, which is well above average. Mostly sunny and breezy tomorrow and warm. 87 your high. The extended forecast does call for warm weather to continue right through Thursday. And then a weak front, not much rain expected with it. It brings a slight chance for a shower or two on Friday, and looking good for the weekend with highs finally back below average on Saturday and Sunday. Scott?
Looks good. Thank you, Bob. In Suncoast Traffic Watch, an issue on I-75. Traffic is backed up on the interstate right near the University Parkway exit. You can see a lot of red both north and south of that interchange on I-75 heading north. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, what you post and like on Facebook could provide a window into the state of your mental health. Researchers at Cambridge and Stanford universities believe better analyzing behaviors on social media could help diagnose and support those with mental health illnesses. They say that the language people use, the emotions they convey, and the topics they discuss can help doctors spot disorders, including depression and schizophrenia. A new wine delivery service called Venome is promising to deliver a wine experience customized to your DNA. With a saliva sample, the service analyzes 10 genetic variants in your DNA to supposedly pick out the best wines for you. Geneticists say this is basically bogus because we don't know enough about the genetics of taste for this to be accurate. Venome is just one of a growing wave of consumer genetic tests, which promise to deliver insights about nutrition, nutrition, weight, and athletic training. But critics say there are way too many factors at play to rely on these tests. Most of us will indulge in some candy this Halloween, but how you do so can make a difference. People who mindfully eat their chocolate treats may experience more of a mood boost than those who do so without thinking. That's according to a study by Gettysburg College in Pennsylvania. Mindful eating practices encourage people to slow down and think about their eating experience. So really take the time to savor your Halloween candy, but don't eat too much, because the lead study author says the mood boost you get from chocolate could easily be eclipsed by guilt if you overdo it. Everything in moderation. Coming up, passengers forced to sit on the plane for hours at a Florida airport. What authorities are saying about the person responsible for a bomb scare. And NASA gets in the Halloween spirit. Scientists take a break from outer space to carve pumpkins. That's next.
At 4 on Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. Why bacon is sizzling hot in all kinds of food and drink, plus November charity events and Tandoor Indian cuisine in the kitchen. Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Enjoy fine wine, craft beer, and delicious foods, all while supporting a great cause at the 15th Annual Suncoast Food and Wine Festival, Saturday, November 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. Taste hundreds of wines from around the world and sample cuisine from the area's finest restaurants. Watch live cooking demonstrations from local chefs and take part in a silent auction to bid on creative prize packages that will delight any foodie or wine connoisseur. The event will feature live music by Kettle of Fish. There's free parking, and all proceeds benefit a variety of local charities and Rotary Club projects. Don't miss this year's Suncoast Food and Wine Festival, Saturday, November 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
A very long night for some passengers flying out of South Florida.
A possible bomb threat delayed a Spirit Airlines flight at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport for hours. The flight was supposed to take off at 8:15, but a passenger noticed another passenger writing a text message about a bomb and alerted the flight attendants. Broward County Sheriff's deputies escorted a man off the plane. He was checked and cleared. The plane eventually took off around 2:30 this morning and landed safely in Dallas, with passengers having little knowledge of what held them up.
I understand that they all have protocols, but to just sit there for about 2 hours with a potential bomb on the plane, you know, we weren't really allowed to get up. You know, everyone overall was still like super calm. You know, all my friends are freaking out that they couldn't believe how calm I was.
The bomb scare is still under investigation.
More than 100 people forced to leave their homes because of a huge fire in Oakland, California. The massive 3-alarm fire burned a building that was under construction. It was a complex holding 40 to 50 units. The fire caused part of the building to collapse in the middle of a heavily populated area of the city. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but firefighters are still on the scene there watching for hot spots. Pumpkin carving isn't exactly rocket science, but it looks like no one bothered to tell NASA that. Check out the crazy creations that NASA scientists cooked up as soon as they heard the words carving competition. And it's not surprising the entries are out of this world. There are spooky riffs on Star Wars, Pac-Man, and even the presidential election.
Wow, that's amazing. The Ohio State Marching Band pulled off a ghoulishly good Halloween halftime show. The band, long renowned for their elaborate marching formations, did some early trick-or-treating during the Ohio State versus Northwestern game with some spooktacular animated formations celebrating horror classics like Psycho, The Shining, and of course Halloween. They do some really good stuff.
They're good.
Yeah.
I mean, at that
one is really good.
I mean, creating images on the field, Ohio State, I don't know if any other band can beat them at that.
Right. I mean, having marched, I was on dance team and having marched with the band, it's not easy.
It's really hard.
Not, and I mean, you really have to stay perfectly in line to get those formations just right. So that's a lot of practice. But
good job.
Yeah, good job. Still to come on your Suncoast News, the aftershocks from Friday's FBI bombshell.
How both candidates are handling the FBI email investigation and using it to try and gather support for their campaigns.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation, and everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts, and 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.